What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it's one of them ones where it's going to be a bit more free-flowing. This is a little bit impromptu because I feel like this morning I decided I have to do a video addressing this issue. Mainly because of this YouTube channel, what it's about and what it stands for. I feel like we've built up a really good community of beatmakers on here, especially beatmakers who are in the early stages of their career. So I feel like I can use this platform to speak for a lot of beatmakers when addressing this circumstance today and provide a message to BeatStars, which hopefully they can eventually hear loud and clear, because they certainly have thousands of beatmakers right now messaging them, all asking for the same thing. Now, before I get into the video, I do want to quickly say, obviously, and I still stand by this, that BeatStars is a great platform for selling beats. It is the #1 place in the world to sell beats, and I have had great success over the past year and a half. I upload beats every day onto there, and I will continue to upload beats every day onto BeatStars, as the BeatStars marketplace can be a very, very giving place, especially for people who don't have any knowledge of marketing at all, don't know how to drive traffic to a beat store. BeatStars has always had some good facilities, especially for beatmakers who don't really know about all that stuff, everything from the pro page to the BeatStars publishing, and even talk about like the sound kits. Stuff like this makes it very easy for people to get into selling beats as an asset. So BeatStars gets its prompts for that. But now we need to address something which is of grave concern going forward for beatmakers, and something that I think is quite bad on BeatStars' part. And hopefully from this video and the thousands of other messages, they will address this in the future. So there's a couple of things I'm talking about, and the whole reason why I'm doing this video, it was sparked by this one video here, which I'm not going to play, but it's basically them advertising promo, and we will get into that. I did a video literally yesterday talking about how promo is literally the biggest waste of money, and they're out here endorsing promo and getting this guy saying it is a secret source basically for getting beat sales, which is really not the case. It's really not. So it almost made me angry. And again, this isn't about BeatStars promo. This is about the service charge and the subscription and why it's bad. But this promo thing tipped me over the edge, because not only are they implying this service charge at the moment, but then they also have, I'd almost say they have the nerve to then start pushing promo to try and take even more money off of beatmakers. But I don't necessarily think or want to call them out and say that they're doing this just to take more money. I just don't think they've thought about this properly, and that's why there's so many upset beatmakers at the moment. So let's talk about this service charge, why they've done it, why it makes sense from a business point of view, but morally doesn't make much sense. So BeatStars, when they did this announcement, obviously they lowered the subscription monthly one for the pro membership and given BeatStars publishing for free, which is great. You think that would be such an awesome thing. Like, wow, they're giving back to the community, making it more affordable for beatmakers to get a pro membership, not only to get unlimited uploads, but to get on hold of BeatStars publishing, get a pro page, get all the features of BeatStars that you deserve at a lower cost. And you think that would be a great thing, and it's great for BeatStars doing that. But the one thing that I immediately thought when they did that was like, okay, so they're immediately losing a lot of money by doing this, because when you think about it, they were originally paying for higher subscriptions, so they were getting more income off of the subscriptions. But now, because they lowered that, where's the extra money going to come in for them? So when you look at it, when the 12% charge came in, that's where the extra money is coming from. And if you actually do the maths, if you're a high or a top quality beat seller, this is actually having the complete adverse effect for beatmakers, but is almost increasing the revenue for BeatStars, because before you would have just paid them an annual subscription or you pay monthly for it, and if you add it up over a year, BeatStars will probably now be making more money off of you just charging an extra 12% interest on, or service charge rather, on beats that you sell, because you're going to sell more beats, and that 12% is going to add up to more than actually what you would pay for an annual subscription. So they're actually making more money off of you without you even realizing. And I've got to admit, if we're just talking business, it's very clever, it's genius, and it's subtle. But I see you BeatStars. I know you've done this, and not that it's, you know, from a business point of view, as I said, it makes sense, but you completely feel like you've neglected the beatmakers in this completely. And it's not necessarily the smaller beatmakers who are going to notice this change, because if you're a smaller beatmaker and you don't get that many sales, maybe you get 1, 2, 3 sales a month, you may not notice that service charge as much. But the bigger big makers, their revenue has been cut by 12% a month. That is huge, absolutely huge. just to take that into perspective, let's just say someone makes $10,000 a month selling beats. Now, for that 12% charge, they're now making 1,200 less. They're making 8,800 instead of 10,000. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, that's a lot of money to be making a month selling beats, but that's a lot of money to suddenly be disappearing, and you would notice that, wouldn't you? And it applies all the way down at 12%. Now, also getting rid of Stripe, I think, was something which is a little bit controversial as well, because Stripe is a very trusted pay source, like as the middleman for transfers. You can also really keep track of stuff, not only for tax reasons, but it's also really good for managing your money and transactions and the money getting into your account. But now you just have the option for entering your bank details and getting a direct transfer of the money. And to be fair, I made a sale the other day where someone paid using bank details and the money did go into my account fine. That's all good. So, you know, it's not like they've given a really rubbish alternative to Stripe, but it's a lot more reassuring having Stripe on there because it is a trusted third-party platform. And now BeatStars basically hold all the cards, and that is why they can charge this 12% charge or a lot easier and justify it, because they're not even paying for that Stripe collaboration anymore. So that's even more money saved. So all of this has been about money for BeatStars. None of this, I think, has been thinking about the beatmaker, other than you can argue that the lower subscription will help a lot of beatmakers wanting to hit the ground running and upload a lot of beats. I will give them their dues on that. And the free BeatStars publishing, again, is a cool thing, because I still need to do a video on that, because BeatStars publishing is a whole other passive income that you could be missing out on as a beatmaker, especially if you've made some beat sales and people have gone on to upload them beats, because you will have publishing royalties that you're owed, and that's extra income. So again, BeatStars, your publishing is great. I really like what you're doing with that. What I don't, and what hundreds or thousands of beatmakers don't like what you're doing, is this 12% service charge. It almost makes you think you could have upset a lot of people a lot less if you'd even just lowered the service charge and maybe done a slightly higher subscription. Obviously, you got to make decisions on what you want your service charge to be. You got to make decisions on what your subscription is going to be, something that you think's fair for beatmakers to pay. But if I'm just speaking to you beatmakers right now, we've got to understand that they're a business. So at the end of the day, they're trying to make a profit. They're trying to make money, and this is how they are doing it going forward. Will it change? It might not change, because BeatStars is the #1 place. So they don't have any competition. So they could just say, well, you're not going to go anywhere else, are you? You could go to Airbit, you could go to SoundClick, but it doesn't have the algorithmic engagement or the marketplace size that BeatStars has. BeatStars is literally the #1 when it comes to the beatmaking world. So that's probably their thinking behind it as well. And yeah, it sucks. It is what it is. So beatmakers, you've got a decision to make. You can stay on BeatStars or you can go somewhere else. I do think still stay on BeatStars. It's not shocking. As I've said, BeatStars still has a lot of good services to offer. It has a lot of good features that you can use as beatmaker. And this isn't just a complete diss video of BeatStars and trying to ram them into the ground. Again, I will say it, BeatStars is a great marketplace. It is a really good place to sell beats, which on other platforms you can't really do that. You can upload. I've uploaded 350 beats onto Airbit, and I've made 6 sales in the same amount of time that I've been able to get a really good income off of BeatStars with the exact same beats. It's not even comparable, which makes you think if you want to start making more money as a beatmaker, you have to start focusing more on the marketing side, because that's, at the end of the day, is more important. You can't just rely on the BeatStars marketplace anymore. But I don't even know what to say. It's just one of them things where a lot of beatmakers are upset right now about the service charge. BeatStars, to be fair, they do need to be given time, because if they are going to make changes, it will take a while to make these changes. It won't happen overnight. They can't just flick a switch and make things go back to how they were. And they won't want to do that, because that'll look bad on them, because they've made a creative decision and think it's the best thing to do going forward. And they may just turn around and say, no, we're not changing it. You wanted the lower subscription. You were calling for it. You got your lower subscription. But to get that, we have to do this service charge, because we've still got to make an income. And that's how it is with BeatStars. Take it how you will. Stay on BeatStars. Leave BeatStars. The choice could be yours. I would personally say we should all stay. Just because, again, it's a good platform. But this isn't so good. and neither was that promo video this morning, which sparks me wanting to do this video. I hope you made it to the end of this video. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe as always for more content like this going forward. The next video won't be as raw, stripped back, and venti as this one. We'll get back to actually providing you with helpful tips on how to sell more beats and also how to make more money as a music producer in general. But till then, guys, keep making music, and I'll see you in the next video.